This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Katie Weatherly.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a realtor? One might be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Leticia Washburn, with Crye-Leike Realtors. Leticia, how's it going?
It's going great. It's a little cold here today, but other than that, it's great.
Yes, the weather is a little chilly.
Yes.
Well, we are so excited to learn all about you and your business. Tell us about your company.
I have my license at Crye-Leike Realtors in Bella Vista. I got into real estate in 2013, and I wanted to work in the area that I lived. And I was fortunate to meet some great people, and doors just flew open for me. And I ended at Crye-Leike. I liked the way their structure was for somebody that was new in real estate, not new to running a business. I wanted something that would keep my overhead low while building my base. And I liked that about Crye-Leike. The overhead was low. The education opportunities were all there for me. So that's a little bit about Crye-Leike. We're not nationwide. We're in 9 states, and lower mid-south is where we primarily serve. But we actually are able to take care of clients all over the world through our relocation services. So
very cool. And how did you get into this business?
My husband and I had a lawn and garden dealership in Central Arkansas in Conway, and he had some back issues, and we just couldn't get away from it. It was heavy. He did a lot of the heavy work, and I did all the behind the scenes marketing and things like that, keeping up with all the bills and payments and employees. But it just got to be so, it's such a heavy job working on equipment, and the doctor said, you got to go. And so we kind of looked around and said, well, if we're going to go, what do we want to do, or where do we want to go? And I have family in Northwest Arkansas. I'm an Arkansas native, grew up on the Northeast side, and we just loved the Ozark area and thought this area would be a place that we could he could retire and I could restart.
Very cool. What are some of the myths or misconceptions in your industry?
Well, the biggest myth is that it's easy and you can just make so much money that quick. One thing I've learned, and it doesn't matter what business you're in, there's no get rich quick scheme out there. There just isn't. If it is, it's a scheme for sure. But I think the biggest thing is that it's easy. A lot of people say, oh, that's just so easy and it's so much fun. And while it can be a lot of fun, for me, I find representing people and knowing that what I'm doing, that they are spending a life savings on, or will spend the rest of their lives paying for, to me, that kind of takes, it's like, okay, it can be fun, but it's not meant to be fun. This isn't a playground job. It is a serious job. I mean, you're handling people's life savings. They're making their way. Maybe they're retiring. Maybe they've been retired. They've aged out. They're getting out. Maybe it's a young couple. I worked with a couple that had just had a tremendous amount of hardships. It was the cheapest home I've ever sold, but it was probably the most rewarding, just because of their needs and how they felt at the end, where some of us would have maybe scoffed. I mean, I've sold things from $25,000 to $1.5 million. So it really doesn't matter. It's all the same in that need for that specific person is so serious. And while you can have fun at it, it's a job. I mean, it's a job, and not that many jobs you can just have a hey-ho time in. So I think we have to think about that as well as even picking a realtor. Do you want to fun realtor? You want it to be all fun and games, or do you want somebody that's serious about your money and your investments? And that's kind of the way I roll with it.
Yes. Well, we know that marketing is the heart of every business. Who do you target audience and how do you attract your customers?
Oh, wow. I'm probably one of the oddballs. Of course, I think it depends on when you start, how your foundation is, because we know word of mouth is a big marketing, and that means talking about yourself, putting yourself out there, as well as doing some advertising. Probably the biggest thing I did in marketing when I started was to join a chamber of commerce and to do, ribbon cuttings and get to know new people and different places and faces, which actually builds you up a lot. And I was getting, within 2 years, I was getting referrals from people. Oh, the lady at church referred me. And I'm like, do you know her name? Or no, I don't remember who it was, but I know. And so I know that even though somebody didn't call me and say, I met you at, that those things that I was doing was working. And people were putting my names out. And of course, then I worked with Crye-Leike and our marketing department to do different things. But I think there's not one little thing that you can do. I think you have to kind of spread it out and find out what works for you. And then you kind of hone in on that, what works best. But you can never forget the things that don't work best, because in business and in this world, it changes like that. And I was fortunate enough to realize that when we started our business in Conway, I guess we were in it about 2.5, 3 years. And I said this to my husband, man, babe, and we're about to get this down. In a couple of years, we'll just, we'll be running the show and everybody else will be doing the work and we'll have it figured out. And I think that 9/11 hit within a year of that. And I went, whoa, nothing ever stays the same, regardless of a catastrophe or not. Not one thing has remained the same year after year. You always have to be evolving and changing and figure out, okay, this worked today, but it might not work for you tomorrow. And so with marketing, I can't say that I've done one thing. I've kind of been all over the place, which is kind of the way I roll. But that's what I've done.
Have you ever considered hosting your own podcast?
Yes, I have. I don't like the way I talk or sound. And then every time I've tried to start something, I delete it, And so that is one of the goals I have this year. Maybe not a podcast, but definitely doing some live videos, some Instagram posts. We live in a unique area in Bella Vista, and I mean, very unique and very hard to follow exactly the path sometimes. Maybe that makes sense. And so there's some things that I'd like to share for buyers, sellers, investors, different things that it can just be of help, because really and truly a real estate agent, it's less about the houses and more about what you're doing for your client. The house is kind of the apples and the oranges, right? I'm just taking them to the store and helping them decide if that is truly organic or if that is, where was it built? Who built it? Who produced it? And all of those things, I think, really make a difference to how our clients perceive us at the beginning, end, or after. Fortunately for me, I guess I do a pretty good job taking care of people, and they like it because they all send me a lot of referrals. And so that's been amazing. But I love people, and everybody has something lovable about them and something that you can connect. And those connections are so important in this real estate game.
Well, outside of work, what do you like to do for fun?
Anything outside. If the sun is shining, or if it's even not shining but warm, I love to walk. I love to plant things and watch things grow. And we've got such a beautiful place just to be outside. But yeah, pretty much anything outside. We do like to camp. We have a camper that we get to take out, not as often as we'd like. And then anything that involves doing things with family and friends, hanging out, just being together is a great thing for me.
All right. Well, Leticia, please tell our listeners one thing they should remember about Crye-Leike.
I'm going to speak about Crye-Leike Bella Vista because that's where I'm based. I found that immediately it was such a wonderful family setting. And I've talked to so many people that's not usual. But within our group, everybody is so knowledgeable about the areas that we cover, Bella Vista to Fayetteville, depending on, a lot of people have lived different places, but we cover a lot of area. But the one thing that we do there is work hard to gain knowledge of what's happening in our city, in our county, in our state, and how that affects our buyers and sellers and investors. We want to stay educated so that we can educate our clients. And we work hard at having our mayor in. We work hard at having people from the city, different levels of the building permits, or the POA president comes in, talks about what the POA is going to do this year, what they're not going to do. The camaraderie and the ability to rely on each other for help, for guidance, for so many different things this just makes, to me, Crye-Leike is an amazing part of Bella Vista. And there's 30 of us. I mean, I'm one of the best there. But I try to be, but no, we have 30 great agents, and I think 11 of us have our broker's license. So what that does is just give us more education. We do all have a principal broker, but just the knowledge within our office in Bella Vista just is so awesome that that's why I started there, and that's why I've stayed there.
Yeah. How can our listeners learn more about Crye-Leike Bella Vista?
Well, you can call me directly. We do have an office at 3463 Bella Vista Way. There's always someone there, or you can call each agent directly. You can call me directly. Do I give my phone number out?
You can, yeah, if you'd like.
479-282-8112. Just give me a call. Let me know what your needs are, and I will help you. And if I can, I'll direct you to the right person.
All right. Well, Leticia, I really appreciate you being on the show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpbentonville.com. That's gnpbentonville.com, or call 479-888-8276.